post-op hip replacement day 3 or 4. In case anyone's wondering how I'm fucking doing this. What's today? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I guess I consider surgery day 1, Wednesday day 2, Thursday day 3, Friday day 4. I want to give you guys an update. I guess I'll lean over on this and give you guys an update first. So I'm getting really nauseous when I get up from pain, because when I get up, more pain comes. And when I stand, I try to make sure I'm leveling both legs and not, because I've been just sitting on my good leg. I'm trying to level both, so there's pressure going on the bad hip. I do get really nauseous, and bending over helps. Obviously, there's a lot of pain in the arms and the butt and everything for trying to compensate. I basically was in so much excruciating pain the first couple days that it feels like it wasn't even real life. I don't know how to explain it. I couldn't text people back. I couldn't do anything. The videos I filmed for you guys were amped up on narcotic pain medication. The rest of the time was literally just shaking in pain, dying in pain, whatever. I think I've already told you guys my medicine probably 12 times, but just again, everything that they've given me is Journavx, which is a new sodium channel blocker pain medicine. Hasn't been doing anything for me. Prescription Tylenol, prescription aspirin, oxycodone, Zofran for nausea, stool softener. I think that's it. And then I've been taking Arnica natural, and then I have a curcumin or something like that. I haven't started taking yet because I'm a little worried if it interacts, but that's another natural. Also have ginger chews for nausea I've been trying to take so I don't take the Zofran too much, because I'm on an SSRI, which I actually have to remember to go take that. Shoot, I gotta go take that. And a lot of things contradict my SSRI. I also think that Journavx inhibits the oxycodone from working properly. I know the SSRI inhibits the oxycodone from working correctly. So we seem to have gotten my pain under control by doubling the oxycodone and taking it every 4 hours. But I'm worried going into the weekend that we're gonna run out. I wanted to show you guys though how I get on this couch. So I've been sleeping on this chair. Remember how I showed you guys in the beginning how that lifts you right up? I also kind of forgot my leg lifter existed. Like you saw, I haven't... because I forget that it exists, but this leg lifter helps a lot. So I want to show you guys, well, I don't know. I feel like I need to get you guys farther away. I can do some of my exercises on the couch. So I want to show you, this is the leg lifter I told you guys about. So I put this on the floor. I'm like starting to shake because of the pain now, and you can hear it in my voice, like I need to lay down. So what I'll do, and you can like grab this up, is I'll straighten the leg and just sit back down. So that's so much easier to do. You'd be shocked at how much this helps with the pain versus trying to do it on your own or picking it up with your other leg. So now I will literally go like this and just shuffle over with my good leg, just making sure that I keep this straight. I hope that's recording, and making sure that I'm not like twisting. So now I'll scoot down a little bit, and I just took my painkillers. First PT appointment, he made it very clear that like, he's not worried I can't lift my leg up, and he doesn't even want to push. He's like, we need to just slower is better. So, oh my gosh. What we did in my PT appointment is there's an exercise where you put a little towel under your knee and you activate your quad and you shove your quad down. So because I work out and stuff, I know I can do that without the towel because it's a quad activating exercise. The towel just makes it easier for people to recognize that they need to push down. Another one, and again, this here is progress. Me being able to slowly lift my bad leg up like this is major progress, because before I had to sit up and carry it the whole way, and now I just have to carry it the last of the way. Both legs together, hip length apart, allowing them to stretch out, and fall, and then holding it for a few seconds, bringing them back up. And this, I gotta use my other foot to bring this up a little farther, is the glute bridges, which is really hard. It hurts a lot. This is stretching here. And it's supposed to activate your glute and stretch here, and it's really hard to do on a soft surface. You really need a hard surface, and they don't want you to get on the floor, obviously. So he said I can do my best on the couch. Like, it's gonna be harder because it's squishy and you can't get that lift off as good. So this is not going to go as it should. But in this surgery, if you guys actually look at what they're doing, they're literally drilling into your femur bone. I think it's called the top of the thigh bone. They drill a hole all the way halfway down it, and they shove the long fake hip in there. Like I said, I would have expected excruciating pain if it weren't for the fact that everybody in the history of everywhere has said that it doesn't hurt. Like, I'm in a whole hip replacement support group. I have multiple family members who've had it done, people at work, and every single person says the same thing, hardly any pain. Did I tell you guys about the grade 4 chondromalacia or whatever that I read in the post-op report, that basically there was no remnant of cartilage anywhere at all? I'm gonna have to, now that it's even more sore, I'm gonna have to use my foot to help me. Ugh. I thought that was recording and it wasn't. But the other exercise he has me doing is just calf raises. If you're unstable, you should be doing this in front of like your kitchen, your bathroom sink, and holding onto the sink. I'm getting like nauseous and lightheaded again. I'm going to brush my teeth and take my fluoxetine. I'm gonna put my ice back on. I can see my doctor. Oh, I thought he messaged me, but he didn't. Okay, so this is ridiculous. So the doctor's office just called me while I was trying to gather items. So I dropped my fucking Diet Coke all over the floor. It's all over me because I was talking to them on the phone. So now I'm stomping around trying to use my good foot to soak some of this up. I wasn't going to take a shower today, but now I'm going to have to because now I'm sweating from doing all of this. Everything hurts because after all that I just did, I haven't even gotten to sit down since with this shit on me. So fucking fuck. Probably going to hurt myself trying to clean this up, so. Okay. So I just got out of the shower. The shower chair wasn't set up, so I had to set it up. So I didn't have enough energy to do what I normally do where I take it out and shower. So I just sat in it and showered. I'm hot, but I'm clean. And I had to come back and sit down and rest. So I'm gonna have to rest for a second. And I need to get an ice water. I'm gonna take another oxycodone. Did I tell you guys that they said they would refill it? I'm gonna take another oxycodone. I'm gonna sit the fuck down. And then when my mom gets back from her massage, I'll have her give me some food. And then I really need her to take my car to get detailed. That's something I really need to get done. Okay, I pretty much just used every last ounce of energy and arm strength I have to get back into my freaking position. And that's it for now. My mom's not gonna want to do this, but I'm gonna have to ask her to like literally clean the floor because my apartment is all carpet and I can't have, like, I stepped on the soda with a towel and then I sprayed like some shout on it, but it needs to be scrubbed with water and shout. Now